All right, so we're looking at 10 predictions to help you plan your 2023. And what you're going to notice these 10 things that you're going to be doing to your business to help improve your marketing and the way you're communicating with your buyers now going into 2023 and help you set up your goals for next year. So first thing, number one, we're in a housing bubble. So a lot of consumers out there think that we're in a real estate bubble right now, meaning when they think about recession, they're thinking back to 2006, the values are going to drop out. Homes are going to go down in value. I'm going to wait till the market goes down and interest rates go down. You have to understand, what happened in 2006 is not going to replicate. Okay, we're never going to put ourselves in the situations that we were in 2006. And also in 2006, it all came down to supply and demand. Supply was almost 12 months of inventory. So 12 months of inventory with modern interest rates, buyers couldn't qualify because the guidelines were very strict in order to qualify. The market wasn't there. Right now, we're still, if you look at the supply and demand curves, that in 2006 was an extreme buyer's market. We're still in a seller's market here in our local market. So still looking around 3 months inventory, demand's still strong, homes are still selling pretty quick. We're not in a recession, so there is no bubble. So prediction number one, are we going to hit a bubble in 2023? No. So next is interest rates will drop. Okay, so in 2023, we're going to see interest rates come back down. So we may see another rate hike going into the beginning of the first quarter. But as we start getting into the middle to end of second quarter, a lot of economists are predicting that interest rates are going to settle down into the mid to lower fives. Some are even saying that we could peak into the upper fours in next year's market. So as the recession, you start seeing improvements. Unemployment, numbers start coming down. We start seeing ourselves pull out of a recession. You're going to start seeing the market start improving, interest rates start falling back. So 2023, expect interest rates to fall a little bit. Number three, don't expect the market inventory supply to just really outpace where we were over the last couple of years. Inventory will pick up. We're still going to be, when you look at the supply and demand curves, we're going to be looking at somewhere maybe in the range of 3 to 4 month inventory. But we're not going to see the market jumping into 5, 6, 7 months of inventory. There's still really strong demand out there. Especially in our mid-Atlantic area between Baltimore and DC, there's always really strong demand. But we're going to see inventory pick up a little bit. But a lot of the consumers think that it's going to be really, a drastic increase in inventory. That's not going to happen. So remember, we're going to see inventory pick up, but it's not going to be a drastic increase as far as inventory. No buyer's market, but a more balanced one. So what a lot of economists are predicting, number four, is we are not going to hit a buyer's market. A buyer's market would be around 6 months inventory, six plus months inventory. We're starting to get into a buyer's market, meaning that there is more, there's more sellers than there are buyers out there, and their sellers are outpacing the buyers. So when you look at it, we're not going to see that 6+ months in inventory next year. What that would actually do would drop the interest rate. That would make it so negotiable in the market. We would start seeing the market starting to peel back a little bit, which we're not going to see. We're not going to see we're not going to see the buyer's market, but we are going to be curving almost towards a buyer's market. I think we're going to be falling in between that 4 to 5 month range of inventory, which again, from a listing perspective, you have to be more aggressive. You have to price your home well, you have to prepare your home well, and you have to get back to the old basics of marketing as a listing agent. So there's going to be a lot of advantages going into 23 from a listing agent's perspective. Hey, we got to do our job again. It's not going to be as easy as it was in 2020, 2021, and going into 2022. We're going to see that peel back a little bit more inventory pick up, not quite a buyer's market, but we're going to see, inventory starting to pick up in 23. Sellers do have to become more realistic. As we see inventory pick up, more competition in the market, we have to be more realistic in our pricing approach. We're not in that market. We're going to give $20, $30, $40, $50,000 over list price guarantee, no inspections. We're going back to, very balanced market negotiation. Maybe 1 or 2 offers on a very hot property instead of 10 or 15. Properties that need, show very plain, not as well with the competition. You're gonna have to price it well in the market. If you're looking at the house and you're looking at the competition out there and you're like, man, my house isn't the best one out of the competition, you better price it well. or you better make the changes to the home so that you are at the top of the competition. You're the most desirable home within your competition. So again, sellers have to be more realistic. Price it or prepare it. The two things you're going to have to do in 23 to really make this work out. Number 6 is that workers are going to start returning to work, which is going to become a completely new market for consumers that need to live near work. You know, in a lot of markets, a lot of corporate America start opening up the doors and saying, hey, we want our staff to come back in. We want to start building that synergy at our home office again. That's going to be a little bit of a trend in 23. So, you know, you're going to start hearing the buyers say, hey, I want to be living near work. So, you know, especially here in the greater DC, Baltimore areas, that we have a lot of employment between tech, government, you know, military. You know, there are going to be strong points for people that are going back to work, that are going to say, I need to live closer to work instead of the trends over the last couple of years. I need that space. I need a little extra space in my home so that I can, you know, have a home office. So trends are going to start changing a little bit in 23. New home construction. Now, this is an interesting thing. So you would think of everything that's going on, new home construction, I mean, would really start to boom in 23, but kind of the reverse. I mean, right now we're still having the supply chain issues. So the cost to build a home is great. You know, so it's much higher than it normally has been. You know, a lot of builders just can't overprice their homes. You know, they just won't sell in the market. So the cost to build a home is a lot more expensive, and it continues to be high in the market. And that combination with high interest rates, you know, it's really going to slow that new home construction market down. So in 2023, you know, we're going to be trending towards, you know, new home construction is going to be a little bit slower in our market. In some cases, that's good. That builds out the resale market. You know, a lot of realtors out there, you know, new home construction is great, new inventory for the market, but I think that's going to keep a lot of people in that resale market. You know, in 23, some of the trends, people are going to be looking for that deal. You think, oh, recession, there's going to be deals in the market and everything like that. But we have to look at is in 2023, you know, we're going to be in a more balanced market. We're going to have less competition with new home construction. That's really going to boost up a lot of resales in the market. Number 8, this is really important, that all markets are not created equal. You know, and a lot of homes that, you know, that we're listing in the market, a lot of consumers are asking about, oh, I heard it in the news. Well, you have to remember one thing. The greater Baltimore, DC market is totally different than the Kansas market. You know, so when you look at a lot of media and what they talk about as far as in social media, as far as real estate, are on national trends. Historically, the Mid-Atlantic area has been one of the most healthy real estate markets. So when you see values maybe depressing in some parts of the country, that doesn't mean it is in our market. I think because of the concentration that we have between buyers and sellers, our markets are going to continue to be healthy. So, you know, we're not like every other market, and that's really important to explain to your consumers. But affordability will continue to be an issue. I think, you know, as we come into the recession, you know, we battle the unemployment rates, we battle the minimum wage rates, you know, we battle the consumers getting back to work. You're going to start seeing the affordability with high interest rates are still going to be a factor in 23. You know, as rates go down, it is a tough market for a lot of real estate agents, because the consumer is always like, well, you know, if rates are coming down, I'm going to wait till they go a little bit lower so I can buy more home. You know, if we see the trend line is still showing values are going to continue to rise. So one of the things that we always talk about is that marry your home, not your rate. You know, and that's really important to explain to your consumer, is that if you get a rate and the rates go lower, then guess what? You can actually then refinance your home, get a lower rate, get a lower monthly payment than where you are right now. But it's really important to note is that, you know, with the rates going down, that's going to open up more opportunity. Once the rates bottom out, that could push us back into a strong demand market, and we start getting to that heavy competition. So right now, I've been talking to a lot of consumers that competition is low. With competition being low in the market, it's really important that now is the time to get that house under contract on your terms, helping with closing costs, getting a lower than list price offer. So really, there's a lot of good benefits to the consumer getting out in the market right now. Last is the government will start to get more into housing. So number 10, government's going to take it on a little bit serious as the market shifts. And I always saw this back in 2000, like when we were looking at 2011, 2012, we started to see the shift. We're getting out of that recessionary times. We're getting out of that bubble. the government started coming out with programs, assistant programs, lightening up guidelines. We already just saw that in conventional loans, increasing the minimum high balance rates. So the government's going to get involved and put things in place that are going to make it easier for the consumer. And that's going to open up product line. And opening up product line is really good for us as realtors. So these 10 things in real estate, you got to put them in your plan for 23. You have to know what's going on in the market. Always work your market 90 days ahead. Know where you're going to be in 90 days in real estate. A lot of real estate agents take off 6 months out of the year. And those 6 months is the last 2 months out of the year. We get a little lazy. We get a little lazy at the end of summer. There's times of the year we get lazy. And those are the times of the year you need to turn the afterburners on. Right now, you need to. As the market's shifting, and we're going to see an explosion in our market in 23, come the spring of 23, you have to be prepared. You need to start working those lists right now. People that are looking, get the list. How many people are you going to sell houses to in 23? Use these predictions. I guarantee you're going to have a big year.